So topic 3.3, which is about the electromagnetic spectrum, radio transmitter broadcast at a frequency of 200 kilohertz. So 200 kilohertz, we have to convert into hertz. So it will be 200 into 10 to the power 3, or you can also multiply by 1000 hertz. What is a wavelength? So how to work out the wavelength? As we know, remember all the electromagnetic wave, they have the speed of all electromagnetic wave, that is 300 million meter per second, or 3 exponent 8 meter per second. So we have the wavelength, we have the frequency, and we have the speed. So we can use the formula V equals F lambda. So if we need the wavelength, V divided by F will be equals to lambda. So speed, which is 3 to 10 to the power 8, divided by wavelength, which is 200 into 10 to the power 3. When you divide, you will get 1.5 exponent 3 meters. So it's important that the unit conversion is also important. As it is given in kilohertz, you have to convert into hertz. The next is, which diagram shows a dispersion? Dispersion means when a white light spread into the component in which the violet bends the most and red bends the least. This is wrong because there is no dispersion here. B is right because the violet speed decreases more than red. So violet bends the most and red bends the least. Here what will happen? What is a mistake in this one? So when they move out, they should bend away from normal, but they're bending towards the normal. That's why this is wrong. And what about D? As you can see for D, when it moves from glass to air, it does not change the direction. It should change the direction, but it does not change the direction. That's why D is wrong. In question 3, a visible light has a wavelength of 2 exponent minus 7 meter to 7 exponent minus. What is the range of the frequency? So how to work out the range of frequency? We have the wavelength here and we have the wavelength here. So we use first this wavelength to get the frequency. V equals F lambda. So if we need a frequency, speed divided by wavelength will be frequency. So speed of a light or speed of electromagnetic wave 3 exponent 8, and the wavelength will be 4 into 10 to the power minus 7. This will give us a frequency, and same thing, if we have a wavelength 7 exponent minus 7, so 3 exponent 8 divided by 7 into 10 to the power minus 7. So when we divide, it will match with 4.3 exponent 14 to 7.5 exponent 14. Because the speed of the wave, the light waves or all electromagnetic wave, is 3 exponent 8 meter per second, which shows a refraction of a white light. So when a white light, it is spread into colors, fractions, like components, in which violet bends the most and red bends the least. A is wrong because it does not show refraction. B is wrong because it goes up, it should go down. C, white is wrong. Here it is correct, but when it move out, it should bend away, not towards. So that's why C is also wrong. So D is the right answer. Question 5. A television station transmits a signal to a television receiving dish. A television has an on-off indicator light. A television the television is switched on by a remote control, which changes the indicator light from red to green. The electromagnetic wave used for this, the longest wavelength. So we have the electromagnetic spectrum. If you recall the electromagnetic spectrum, we have radio, we have micro, we have infrared, visible, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma. And in this order, what will happen? The wavelength decrease like the frequency increase. And in this order, the wavelength increase. So longest wavelength will be radio. So we will check which one we are using. So from television station to the satellite, we use a microwave. And this is not labeled, so we don't. For a remote control, what we use, we use an infrared. And for color, like red and green color, so it's a visible light. So if we compare visible light, infrared and micro, so which is having the longer wavelength? In this three, micro will have the longer wavelength. That's why A should be the right answer. Is it clear, discussion?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay.